What is going on, Headliner Nation? Here we are, me and Kyle coming at you today. We're going to keep this really informal. Why? Because we want to make this more of a community feel. We've been talking about it here for weeks. We're going to allow you guys to ask us anything. Now, it is a family show, so we're asking that you keep it, not exactly a rating that we could, lose our YouTube license here. So we're going to have some fun with it. Looking forward to it. Kyle's getting hydrated already because he probably knows what's coming here in the next few minutes. It's going to be a ton of questions. Like I said, this is not just fantasy football, fantasy baseball related. Now, if you have a question, fantasy football, fantasy baseball related, by all means, Kyle will finish rubbing his eyes and answer it for you. We're going to have some fun with it. We're going to joke around. We're going to have some, have a good time for about an hour or so-ish, depending on how it goes. But we're looking forward to it. I have the chat room opened up here, so make sure if you have a question, throw it in there. We'll make sure we'll get to as many of them as humanly possible. Kyle, how you doing?
I am doing well.
Wow. Well, all right then. Are you a little worried, Kyle?
No, it's nice to kick back and relax a little bit and just chat. When was the last time we did a live stream together? I think it was week 16 of the NFL season?
Maybe together. Yes. It's been a few months, but you know what? It's like riding a bike. You just hop right back on and you keep going. Hopefully everything is good out there. This sounds like the audio and everything is good. Like I said, it's been a long time since we've live streamed together, so we figured, let's, dust it off a little bit and have some fun. And we're already getting questions, Kyle. Already.
People want you to let it flow, but I don't know
if I had a way to let it flow, Jason, I see Jason right there wants me to let it flow. What do you want me to flow about? You know why? The helmet is always ready to go, but I have to have something to flow on, so we'll see how that goes. The Golden Boy wants to know if you can give him some Scooter Jeanette replacements.
The biggest two that I'm keeping an eye on is the Ryan McMahon Garrett Hampson battle for Colorado. One of those guys are going to be the starting second baseman for Colorado. We just don't know for sure yet who it will be. I've read from some of their beat writers that it sounds like McMahon has the inside track at this point. So he is definitely a guy that I am grabbing and holding on to. But you also have to keep a very close eye on Garrett Hampson. But those are like the two guys that more than likely, if you've already drafted, may have made it through the waiver or may have made it through the draft and are on waivers right now.
Right. All right. Undisputed Frost. He says, hey, who's Carolina going to draft first? And this has kind of been something we've been going back and forth with. And I don't know if we can give away too many nuggets, but we're getting ready to record another mock draft here after this live show. Now, we may not give you too many, tidbits of information. They have a few ways they could go. They need a pass rusher there. They need help on the offensive line. Do they need a playmaker? They lost #NeverFunchess, but do we really care? Not really. I think we see a lot more DJ Moore, Curtis Samuel, Christian McCaffrey. Is Cam's shoulder going to work this year? It's held on with half-chewed purple now and laters and like 3 rusty paper clips at this point. We really have no idea. They could go a couple different ways.
You know what Carolina is going to do, right? They're going to crush my hopes for my favorite wide receiver in back-to-back years because they killed me by taking DJ Moore last year. And watch, they're going to take Hakeem Butler this year, and then I'm just going to have to hate the Carolina Panthers forever.
Well, all right then. Thank you for being honest, Kyle. Let's see. Who's going to win the World Series this year, Kyle? Miles Daly wants to know.
Oh, man. It's so hard to pick. I really, really, really like Houston to make another run this year. They have the pitching, they have the defense, they have the hitting, they have everything that you need. I know Boston defending World Series champions, but if I had to place money right now, I would take Houston by just a smidge because I think their rotation is deeper than Boston's.
Full disclosure here, I don't follow baseball like Kyle does, so I'm just going to say let's get somebody new in there. How about the Phillies? How's the Phillies sound? I'm just throwing a name out there. I'm just random
I
thought.
was super worried you were going to say somebody that was just absolutely awful. And
Tampa Bay is going to win it all this year. Let's see. What do we say here? Murdoch 72605. Sounds like a song in there somewhere. When did you two find each other, professionally speaking? Well, thank you for clarifying. Really appreciate that, Murdoch. We found each other probably 2 years ago on Twitter. I started following Kyle on Twitter. He asked me to do a show on a different channel early. Actually, no, I invited you on my channel first.
Yes, you're skipping the entire story here. You're
Well, you
bad
know
at
what? That's kind of what happens after time. You just forget things. But no, actually invited Kyle on a show here. We did one early last season. He then invited me to another channel. That turned into what that happened, and now I've brought in Kyle over here. So about 2 years to answer your question, professionally speaking.
It feels a lot longer than that.
It does, absolutely. Nicholas, what's going on? Jason, let it flow. Yeah, oh, yeah, we talked about that. Murdoch, he also wants to know, Kyle, Lay's or Doritos?
What kind of Lay's? Are we just talking like original?
Yeah, original Lay's, we're going to say.
I'll go original Lay's. I like Doritos. I have to be in the mood for Doritos. I'm not like a Doritos anytime person.
All right, well, nobody's perfect, Kyle. The Mad Hatter, or Hater, Mad Hater. Yeah, I mean, I see you in the comments all the time. Really appreciate your support. Peanut butter and jam or honey. I'm going peanut butter. It's always peanut butter jelly time over here.
Peanut butter jelly time, peanut butter.
That's right. That's what we do. Anyway. He also wants to know if I talked to my wife about the arranged marriage yet. Yeah, I saw your comment about arranging your son with my daughter on the picture. Yeah, that happened, Kyle. That was a real thing that happened. And I appreciate it. I mean, I am flattered. However, my daughter is never allowed to date, like ever. She will not be allowed to leave the house.
I wasn't expecting that. I didn't see that.
Get used to it, Kyle. Things happen quickly around here. What about Mortimus Maximus Aurelius? When will Severino be eligible for the IL?
That's I mean, that just depends on when he actually goes on the IL. More than likely the Yankees haven't put him there yet. And it's just, I mean, they've still got a couple of days to make moves, and a lot of times teams will wait till the last minute to designate those guys. So you're just gonna have to hold on tight, unfortunately.
Yep. Let's see here. Ty Plumrillo. I think I got that right. He says, I have picks 6 and 11 in the first round of the NFL Dynasty Draft. Should I go with wide receiver or running back first? So 6th overall. I know what I'm going to say. But, I mean, it kind of depends on who's there and who's available. You don't want to reach too early. I like to get running backs early. I am a running back hoarder. I will hoard them in the first 3 rounds if possible. But it really depends who's sitting there. If you're sitting there with one of the top wide receivers, Devontae Adams, DeAndre Hopkins, or you're reaching for like this 7th running back, I may go wide receiver there.
Yeah, I think you would be in a good position to get an OBJ or an Adams or a Hopkins, one of those guys. And then when it wraps back around to you, then you can grab like a Mixon or a Cook. And then that would be an excellent start to your draft.
All right, what about Coke or Pepsi, Kyle?
That honestly, that doesn't matter to me. I will drink either.
All right,
I don't have a preference.
So Kyle's answer is both. I prefer Coke, but I live in Carolina, which is like the home of Pepsi, so I have to be really careful where I say that.
I never knew that. Interesting facts.
Yeah, exactly. Just a little tidbit. For a keeper, who do I keep? Melvin Gordon, Jones, or Mahomes? I'm guessing you mean Julio Jones. Melvin Gordon, Julio Jones, or Patrick Mahomes? Wow, that's like a tongue twister.
Is it Julio Jones, or is he talking about Aaron Jones?
I don't know. Ask him. Linked Puppy 310. Which Jones are you talking about?
I need to know before I give you.
Personally, if it's me, I'm keeping Melvin Gordon regardless. Let's see here. Gareth Miller, your draft starts in 45 minutes. Holy cow. Thanks for volunteering to do my draft with me, guys. Hey, yeah, absolutely. Ask us some questions. We'll let you make some picks. Alvin Kamara, let it flow. Okay, I can flow for about a half a second on Alvin Kamara. Kyle Franson, what about Yandy Diaz? Full disclosure, no idea who the hell he is. Kyle, help me out.
What's the question on him, though? Are we trying to draft him? Are we trying to pick him up off waivers? I guess I need a little bit more, some more context on what we need to do with Yandy.
What do you want to know about Yandy Diaz? His shoe size? His jersey size? What does he do on the weekends? Is he a good pick? Let us know. Evan Sanchez, you guys are awesome. Thanks for all the info. Would you target and avoid, or who would we target and avoid from the Dodgers? Who do you say, Kyle?
I mean, I don't know if I'm avoiding anybody from the Dodgers, to be honest with you. Bellinger is a guy I've talked about quite a bit this season. I do love him. Sorry, I'm trying to type information and talk at the same time. So I love Bellinger. Justin Turner is one of, the one of the most consistent third basemen that you can get. He's a little bit later in drafts for me. Corey Seager sounds like he is going to be ready to go, but how often does he play? I think if you wanted me to jump in on avoiding somebody, it might be him for right now, just because I do have worries that he's going to be off maybe 2 or 3 days a week. So just be careful with like that pick right there. I don't want to see you jump too early for him.
All right, let's see here. Murdoch again. Jake, saw you on Nick's show. Any chance you all will do a fantasy football all-star league and put it up for Patreon subscribers? That's a pretty good question right there.
Ooh.
We got some people in the back pocket that we could possibly get a league going. If we get enough people to sign up on Patreon, definitely something we'll take a look at. And that's a great transition for our Patreon page. If you have not checked it out yet, please go do so. We don't push it a whole lot on here. We're not trying to be pushy to go give us money. That's not how we roll. But if you're interested in supporting the show, it's definitely something to go check out. The link is down in the description. Anyway, that's our plug for the day. Let's see. Chris Rosado, what rookie from last year will make a big jump? I'm guessing you're talking football. I'm guessing.
We'd have to, hear that.
We'd have to be.
So rookies from last year that will make a big jump. I mean, again, DJ Moore is another guy that I'm keeping an eye on. He was one of my favorite wide receivers last year. My wide receiver one coming out of the draft. Just didn't land in a great spot. Maybe with Devin Funchess being gone now, maybe that helps him out a little bit. But even with that happening, Curtis Samuel was jumping in there at the end of the season and giving a lot of value in a lot of different ways for owners. So we'll see what happens there. Royce Freeman, I'm not ready to give up on him yet. You know, Philip Lindsay is going to be having a lot of difficulties this offseason in terms of getting himself back from that wrist injury, getting himself back into shape, getting ready for training camp, a new offense to learn. That could set him behind a little bit. And Royce Freeman was pretty good last season, but the problem was that coaching staff set him up for failure. I mean, he faced more stacked boxes than anyone else in the NFL besides one person. And that was, I think, Leonard Fournette. That was the only other person to face more stacked boxes than him, 8 or more defenders in the box. I don't think that's going to happen this year. I think that offense will be a lot better. And I think Royce Freeman will be one of those guys that is a lot better.
I have an analogy, Kyle. You could have said he's faced more stacked boxes than a UPS truck.
See, but you're wittier than I am, so
I'm just like that's the kind of thing that go through my mind, Kyle. It's just not normal.
I can tell you what to give some knowledge.
Exactly. You're here for the smart side. I'll tell you one rookie who will not make a big jump, and you know why? It's because he sucks. His name is Ronald Jones. Anybody telling you to draft Ronald Jones has completely lost it. Don't touch the dude. He blows. Anyway, moving on. As of today, who do we have the Giants drafting at number 6? Do we want to tell him, Kyle?
I've had a lot of people going to the Giants at number 6. I'm still not sold on Dwayne Haskins going to the Giants. I know they wined and dined him a little bit. I know that they ended up going to his pro day. There was some reports that they weren't going to. They did end up going. I don't see why they would spend a first-round pick on Dwayne Haskins, especially a top 10 pick, when they have said, oh, we are still trying to win because we're going to give money to Golden Tate and we're going to continue to roll with Eli. Just wait till next year then. If things fold in and they capsize this year, then take a quarterback next year when there's going to be some more depth, in my opinion, to take some quarterbacks. Don't worry about taking Haskins this year. I'm not completely sold on him anyway. And I've heard from a lot of Giants fans that say, I want Haskins to go there. So, in fact, I have a team trading up in our latest mock drafts to take Haskins before the Giants, so y'all can't get mad at me when I don't send Haskins to the Giants.
Huh. Way to think ahead, Kyle. That's called planning. Let's see here. George Moreno says, what's going on? Ready for another championship season? Absolutely. Tim Odom says San Francisco Giants. And then he says Giants afterwards. And then he says, cool story, bro. Followed by some laughing emojis with a nope and don't do that. So I'm completely confused. Tim, thank you for filling up the chat room here, but I have no idea what in hell you're talking about.
Rico Conti is saying that all Michigan fans hate Haskins. Jake, have I ever said I hate Haskins?
No. Only strongly disliked him. Never said you hated him.
He's been my QB1 the entire time until I bumped Kyler Murray up after the combine because I was just waiting on his measurements to come in. I mean, I think he could be a fine pro. I don't think he's the next generational talent, though, that's going to lead the New York Giants into the Super Bowl. So I mean, I don't think that's hating on anybody, to be honest, but
no.
You know what? It sounds like that's an OSU fan anyway.
That's right. So Nicholas Van Brunt says, hey, Cam Newton is celibate now. Hey, worked great for Tim Tebow. Let's see here. Moving on. Glenn Rickman says, I was high on Marquise Goodwin, and he's talking about me, last year, just like he was. Since the 49ers didn't get Antonio Brown, yes, you were too. Yes, Kyle was also. Are you excited for him and Garoppolo this year? Yes, if he can stay healthy. I mean, what other options do they have there outside of Kittle and Pettis? Kittle, Pettis, and Goodwin could turn into something. I just think it's going to be inconsistent from week to week.
I was getting ready to whisper Pettis in your ear. Pettis.
Yeah, I know.
Because I think I like Pettis a little bit more than I like Goodwin. The reason is, I had my eye on Pettis last year. I liked him, but I thought he was just going to be more of your straight runner, burn the defense type player. No, this guy releases and he runs pretty decent routes. What happened?
Nothing. I saw something that made me laugh. You guys are amazing out there. I mean, we'll get to it here in a second. We'll get to it. I hated to interrupt your deep thought there, but we'll get to it here in a second. Joe Camel, you're about to be in trouble.
No, what did Joe do?
First of all, wait a second. He wants to know Bregman's odds for a big year for Nicholas.
99.9%.
Awesome. What would you trade Edwin Diaz for Aaron Nola?
Diaz for Nola? Give me Nola 100% every single time.
Perfect.
100. Absolutely. I don't know how else to answer that other than yes.
Well, you don't have to. All right, Derek L. What's going on, Derek? Good to see you out there. Says, sup, guys? Just responded to the retirement of Gronk, but what are the chances that Jared Cook changes his mind and signs with New England over the Saints? That is entirely possible, and I thought about that as I was recording because he could pull a D-bag move and back out from the Saints because technically it's not signed yet. Do I think that happens? I don't think so. I mean, he's still in a great situation in New Orleans, but I guess it ultimately depends on what New England was offering him. If he really wanted to go there, I think he would have possibly waited a little bit longer and then gone there. But it is a possibility. It's something we have to pay attention to.
I just saw Joe's comment.
All right, cool. We're getting to it here in just a second. Kirk Honkel wants to know if Todd Gurley is worth a top 5 pick. Personally, I have him outside of my top 5. I don't have it in front of me, but I believe I have him like 7th or 8th overall as of right now. But it's still early. It? That's Kirk Honkel. What? That's who asked that question. Kirk Honkel.
No, who's the player he's asking about?
Todd Gurley.
Oh, yeah, I think we're pretty even on Gurley. I think you and I both have him just outside our top 5. I have him even at 5 in my running backs. Where do I have him at?
He's right around there. All right, Jason Sorge wants to know, who do you pick in the draft for your number 1 running back and your wide receiver 1? If you're asking who my number 1 is for each of them, number 1, Zeke Elliott, running back. Number 1, wide receiver right now is Devontae Adams. It's like a 1A and 1B with him and D-Hop, though. Now we get to Joe Camel. And, Joe, it's amazing because you didn't forget about it. This is something that Joe Camel remembers from the past. He's a longtime, viewer here. Will we ever get to see the hot dog eating contest? Who would win? Is hashtag Kyle Pounds Wieners still a thing? This is amazing. Okay, so this goes back to something we did on another channel where we were talking about if we could get more, subscribers by a certain time, we would do a contest like this, and maybe it's something we need to think about over here. We talked about getting a hot dog eating contest, and maybe it's something we'll put out here in the future. Maybe if we can get to so many Patreon subscribers or something like that, maybe you may see that happening. So as of right now, is hashtag Kyle Pounds Wiener still a thing? Not right this second. Let's see here. That boy Sheriff. I had the 3rd pick in my draft and took Nolan Arenado. Is that a good pick?
Well, Jake just drafted Arenado, so
hey, thanks.
I think I have to say yes.
I didn't get him at the 3rd pick, though. I think I got him at the 8th pick.
Honestly, it's an excellent pick for you because just a little bit ago, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours ago, Jose Ramirez went down with a nasty-looking injury after following a ball off his leg. I haven't heard anything yet on whether he's going to miss a lot of time or if it's a bruise or what it may be, but he couldn't get off the field by himself. So to grab Arenado in that place instead of Jose Ramirez, who's really been that consensus ADP 3 overall, perfect win for you.
Yep, exactly. Let's see here. Do we think Charles Clay has any value in Arizona? No, I don't. I mean, they didn't really involve Ricky Seals-Jones. I know there's a different, offense there, but I don't see it as of yet. It's somebody maybe in super deep leagues you could think about. Let's see here. Custom Charm Farm. Do you like Tyler Tyler White or Tyler O'Neill better?
They're really, really close, but I'll take Tyler White right now.
All right, let's see here. Anthony Janowski, is it worth taking a chance on Carlos Rondon?
No, unless you're in a super deep league. Not interested in buying into him at this point. Keep him on your watch list, and if he gets off to a good start, then maybe, but don't draft him.
All right, what about Garrett Rowe? Wants to know Garrett Hampson or Ryan McMahon?
It has been Garrett Hampson for me for weeks now, but like I said, a lot of beat reporters for Colorado are starting to say that McMahon is winning that battle and will probably start. And the reason is because he offers more pop. Garrett Hampson, maybe on a good year, will get you double-digit home runs. The biggest thing is going to be his stolen bases. But if they're willing to waive that and they want a better bat in the lineup, it's going to be McMahon. So if I had to choose right now, I'm going to shift back to McMahon a little bit. But other than that, that's a tough one. That's going to go right down to the day, really.
All right. Justin McKenzie, is Randall Cobb any good? Yeah, if he can stay healthy. That's the problem. I think he's in a great situation there in Dallas, now with Michael Gallup and hashtag Never Cooper. This is definitely a better – sorry, I had to throw that in there, Kyle. It's definitely
– Not the hashtag, though.
But it is now.
What? Why did you change it?
I mean, it could be Amari Pooper, but then I just get a bunch of comments saying the guy takes up too much space in your head. No, I just don't like the guy. I think he's gonna have a lot better season this year though than he did starting off in Oakland. Let's see here. Is Micaiah? Whoa! What part of Carolina? I'm in Burlington, North Carolina. Not going to give you the address because that would just be weird. Lex Luger X21. I have 2 picks in the first round. Should I go for 2 running backs or split it running back wide receiver? That's what I always tell people. Don't lock yourself into a position in a certain round. Get the best players available. If there are 2 stud running backs there, I take 2 stud running backs personally.
I just want to throw out this real quick. If you're asking football questions just because of the time of the season that we're in, is it a rookie draft? Is it a dynasty draft? Are we talking redraft? I mean, because if you say you have 2 picks in the first round, my mind automatically goes to rookie drafts right now just because of that's kind of the atmosphere of the time that we're in. But if you're like asking forward to redraft, just, throw that note in there just so we know, so I can make sure we answer your question correctly.
Well, way to go, Kyle. Way to be forward thinking. Rico Conti wants to know our thoughts on AJ Green. Do we think he returns back to a true number 1 wide receiver? Yes, we do. I think he's in my mind. He starts right now as like a fringe wide receiver 1. But he definitely has the ability, and I think Tyler Boyd, opposite of him, taking that step forward last year kind of opens things up for AJ if he can stay healthy.
Yeah, I'm all over as many AJ Green shares as I can possibly get right now because you can get him at a discount.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see, Self 7, Made 7, Greg 7, Lucky 7s sounds like. I got Seals Jones in Dynasty. Should I have moved on or draft a rookie tight end? I mean. I don't know if you're going to get a rookie tight end that's going to get you any better production unless you can go out there and get, Hawkinson or Fant if they end up in a great, situation wherever they get drafted.
Or Irv Smith Jr. I mean, those would be the 3 that I would say have the best chance to contribute right away, but where do they land? How much playing time do they get right away? Tight ends typically take longer to develop than others. I don't love Ricky Seals-Jones this year as much as I did last year, but in the same sense, I'm still not giving up on him either. So, I mean, if he's your tight end 1, then yes, I would look to try and do something. Trade for Vance McDonald. Do something else to have a tight end 1, or at least somebody that you can pair with them. But I wouldn't rely on Ricky Seals-Jones and a tight end, especially if you have like a decent first round pick and you use it on a tight end just because that's your need and skip another player that might be in a better situation.
Yep.
So.
Yep. All right. Well, hey, Joe Camel is reminding everybody, if you had your question answered, hit the like button. Hey, thanks for throwing that out there, Joe. Unfortunately, we've had 2 people hit the dislike button already, but it's okay. Those people suck. Now we're going to go on and move on to the next questions we have, because we only deal with the cool people over here, which is all of you guys right now who are watching who didn't hit the dislike button. Let's see. Don't laugh at me, Kyle. I lose my spot. Ryan Colossus. Hey, guys. Need some help finding a startup PPR dynasty league for football. Any suggestions?
A startup dynasty league? Head over to Twitter. tweet my fantasy league at my fantasy league, and then they will help you find one because they'll retweet it for you. And you can also tweet Jake and I at FNTSY headliners at KRich1532.
Yeah, and we'll help you find one. Tyrone Jenkins has got James Conner or Damian Williams to keep going into next year. 0 cost associated. So you get your choice of James Conner or Damian Williams. Which one do you take here this season?
Do you want to answer that one? I'm sharing the stream on Twitter.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to go James Conner. I think we both kind of got a lot of hate for not having Conner a little bit higher in our rankings. It's not that we dislike Conner or don't think he's any good. It just kind of, there's so many things going against the offense there in Pittsburgh. It's going to take some time to kind of relearn things. Yes, it's kind of plug and play, but Jalen Samuels being in the mix, bringing in his college coach. I mean, there's all kinds of different things at play here. How does it play out? Still a question mark. Connor's a little bit more risky, but I still do have him slightly higher than Damian Williams. Linked Poppy 310 says it was Julio Jones before. So if my memory serves me correctly, we had Melvin Gordon, Julio Jones, and Patrick Mahomes. I'm keeping Melvin Gordon. Kyle is going to keep Melvin Gordon too.
It was Melvin Gordon and Julio Jones?
Yes.
Oh, see, that one gets a little bit closer for me. It gets a little bit closer.
Yeah, no. Don't listen to Kyle here. Melvin Gordon. Anyway, another person asked, Bertha Duong, how'd you guys meet? We met on the internet. That sounds weird. But no, met Kyle on Twitter a couple years ago. You just put a video out, Jake, with Ronald Jones. I did, Tim. Did you listen to it? Because it was a total joke, and I bashed the dude at the end of it. The Danny DePina, 3 keepers, David Johnson, Julio Jones, Devontae Freeman. What do you guys think of those 3 keepers? I have no issues with those keepers. I think David Johnson bounces back. We already know Kyle loves himself some Julio Jones. And Devonta Freeman is somebody who is a great value right now, I think, coming up in drafts. All right, Kyle. Anyway.
I'm going to agree with Jake. Sorry, I thought I shared it on Twitter earlier, and then I looked and I never hit the button. So,
it happens.
My bad, but it's out there now.
Yeah, sometimes.
Jake, how's your bracket looking, just out of curiosity?
Anyway, we're going to continue with these questions. I mean, yeah, it happened, Kyle. It was not the greatest of brackets, but we'll see.
That was just a segue to let you know that by the end of the night, I might have 15 of 16 teams picked correctly. Just saying.
Who do you have winning it all, Kyle?
Duke.
Okay, that's who I have too, so we'll see. And I'm not really a Duke fan, even though I live in North Carolina, but that's a super team there if they can all stay healthy. Let's see here. All Michigan fans hate Haskins. Nope, we already covered that, Rico. No, they don't. What 5 rookie wide receivers do we like? Let's see if we can go off of memory. N'Keal Harry is going to be one of them. Hakeem Butler is going to be another one. Everybody wants us to say DK Metcalf. I'm sure they do, and the dude is an athletic freak, but I'm not exactly sold. But his upside is so huge, I would have to put him in the top 5. We also have...
Did you say A.J. Brown yet?
No, A.J. Brown is definitely... I would put A.J. Brown ahead of DK Metcalf if we were ranking him. And then what about the last one, Kyle? Give me the last one.
It's a toss-up. You could talk about Kelvin Harmon, although he started to slide down some boards. Andy Isabella is becoming a very popular option as well. Paris Campbell is on the up and up. Miles Boykin is on the up and up. I know Emmanuel Hall right now is kind of a deep sleeper for some people, even though he's not really a sleeper anymore because people are starting talking about him more. And then Marquise Brown, who I don't like, a lot of people still think is a top wide receiver in this draft.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's see here. Who will the Lions draft, Kyle?
Oh my gosh, if it's a tight end, we're going to be live streaming the first night of the draft. You're going to see me throw some stuff. I almost said a different word. I really hope it isn't a tight end. My hope is that it's either it was Brian Burns for the longest time. If it still is, that'd be great. I wouldn't be upset, but I think Devin White is a better fit right now.
Yep. All right. What about, let's see here. Adam Mack. Peanut butter on pancakes with maple syrup.
That sounds delicious.
You've never had it?
I probably put peanut butter. I don't know. I don't keep track of all the food I eat.
No, you just blindly open your mouth and shove things in. Sorry, Kyle. You opened yourself up for that. No, I do not like peanut butter on my pancakes. What is your opinion of What is your opinion on the Browns and Raiders? A, love the Browns. I think they're going to be very exciting to watch. The Raiders, and I'm going to say it in my Chris Berman voice, the Raiders. I mean, they're going to be better than last year. How about that?
I think they've done a decent job for as much hate as they got, for as much crap as they got about the trades last year. They've done a lot better this offseason, but they have to win the draft. And if they do something stupid like trade up for Kyler Murray, that could end up hurting them.
Yep, absolutely. Let's see. Mortimus Maximus Aurelius again says, sorry, that was a typo. LOL. Thanks, Kyle. Should I grab Kyle Hendricks, Julius Chassin, J.A. Happ, or Ross Stripling?
Hendricks.
Hendricks it is. Jimmy, great guy. Love him. Jason says, what do you guys think about the AAF? It's football.
It's football. It's fun to watch. I mean, when there's no other football on, but I'm not putting out AAF content. I'm not out there. No, I'm not spending time putting together videos. I'm not out there researching stats and data. I'm not watching it religiously. It's not that big enough yet. So.
Yeah, I think until people can start to get some name recognition on a lot of those teams and really know who some of these players are, it's going to take a little bit of time if you live in a market outside of one that has an actual team. Let's see. Christopher Barodi. If I can get 3 of the top 24 running backs in the first 3 rounds, is that a good way to go? I love early running backs. I have a running back obsession.
Yeah. And I love my running backs as well. I mean, to go 3 straight running backs to start a draft, I don't know if I love that. I'm not a guy that says I have to go 0 running back or 0 wide receiver. I like to say a little bit balanced, but I do like to have my pass catching running backs right away. So if something happens and they fall that way for you in the first 2 rounds, absolutely, why not? But then in the 3rd round, I'd probably make an effort to grab either a wide receiver 1 if they're still hanging around at all, wide receiver 2 type player, or if like Travis Kelce, maybe spend a pick on Travis Kelce and grab your top tight end there.
Yep. All right. BB wants to know if I spray paint on my hairline. Let me tell you something, BB. There ain't a tagger alive right now that could do this type of work and do it, religiously consistent. No, this is all natural, my friend. Don't be jealous. Let's see here.
So this is cool. So somebody in the chat, Tyler Tweedle, sent a message. Mm-hmm. So we'll get to that soon. But he also just followed us on Instagram. So we have a new Instagram follower.
Hey, yeah, by all means, we appreciate that. Go follow us on Instagram, on Facebook, on Patreon, on YouTube. Anywhere you want to go look at us, we're probably there.
And we haven't said the most important thing yet. If you're watching and you haven't subscribed yet,
just hit the subscribe button. This is a very informal live stream, just having some fun. Typically, when we do these, they're a lot more structured and informational, but we're excited. We just hit 30,000 subscribers today. Wanted to just pop in here for an hour or so and just talk with you guys. That's what this is all about. West Drift. In past, I feel like I'm starting a novel here. In past, I've drafted running back heavy teams, being forced to draft mid-tier wide receivers. As my main wide receivers, hoping at least one of them will break out and put up wide receiver 1 numbers. Last year, that was Juju. Who should I target in 2019? I could totally do voiceovers.
I can't. I can't keep it together.
I could totally.
So the question is, what wide receiver can you draft that will give you wide receiver 1 upside?
Yeah. So what mid-tier wide receivers are out there that could give you wide receiver 1 upside? I'm almost positive I did a video on this like a week or 2 ago.
Kenny Galladay would be one for me.
Okay.
I know you're not going to love this answer. Possibly Allen Robinson. Possibly. Robert Woods is another one to keep an eye on. Depends on how far Brandon Cooks is falling in drafts. That could be another one there. That's going to be about it, though. Like, the only other ones, I mean, Tyler Boyd had a good season last year, but he would have to lose like AJ Green to get that type of volume. Yeah, that's going to be my main guys there. Maybe Jarvis Landry, but again, that's going to be OBJ missing time.
Yep. Let's see here. I'm going to try to you want to rapid fire a couple of them, Kyle?
Are you asking me to rapid fire?
Yeah, I am. And if we keep getting a lot of comments, I may let it flow at some point.
Okay.
But are you ready for this?
So you let it flow. I rapid fire.
Yeah, that's kind of good. Hashtag rapid fire.
Okay.
It's like your call sign.
Oh, Joe.
What did he do now?
Joe's on fire tonight. You have the chat slowed down. I have it in real time, so you're not seeing the same things that I've seen.
I can't wait, Joe. I'm excited. Let's see here. Rico Conte said he used to live in Detroit, owned some health clubs there with the Dabishes. Cool. Awesome. Never been to Detroit. Saw 8 Mile, though, so I'm practically a resident. Let's see. Thoughts on Snell and Love?
We talked about Snell on a few videos. I mean, we don't hate him. I just don't think we see the type of season he put together last year. Yep. So, I'm not expecting a top tier starting pitcher, a guy that you're going to take within maybe the first 4 or 5 pitchers off the boards. I definitely think he's a potential top 10 pitcher, but I mean, I think he's going to regress a little bit.
Yep. How come Fantasy Express wants to know why are people so low on Boyd and high on Juju? I'm pretty sure you can see by our videos that we put out, we're not as high on Juju as a lot of other people are. Let's see here. That boy Sheriff, Red Sox or Patriots? Who repeats?
Red Sox.
Red Sox. Is John Gray going to put together a sub 3.90 ERA this season?
I'm not betting on it.
Nope. Kyle, if you are trading Goldie, what should you get in return?
This is a good question because I've gotten it a few times. You need another first baseman, and then if you're looking for another bat, you need either a top 5 position player at their position or like a top 10 starting pitcher.
All right, Oliver Abbott. Now that Gronk is gone, is Kelsey a shoo-in for tight end 1? Not a shoo-in. I still like George Kittle a lot.
I like George Kittle. Kelsey's still my tight end 1, but Gronk had nothing to do with that.
Right,
he was going to be anyway.
Gronk was going to be farther down the list anyway. Do you guys think, this is from Gucci Boy, do you guys think the Astros will make another World Series, a serious run at the World Series?
Yes.
I just think they do. Yep, the red stat, Grandal or just keep the catcher spot empty.
Oh, I like Grandal. Yeah.
I like Grandal too. Thoughts on AJ Green? If he can stay healthy this year, Rico, going to have a nice bounce back season. Let's see here. Got a serious sleeper for me, Jeff Swaim for the Jaguars. Yeah, possibly.
Nick Foles, though.
I'm just kind of avoiding Jacksonville, really, for the most part.
Yeah.
Not too excited about it. Let's see. Kyle, will Craig Kimbrell get signed by opening day?
I sure as hell hope so, but I don't think so now.
Yeah, I mean, it's opening day is only a couple days away. He's running out of time. Jason, I'm trying to start a fantasy football league at my work. Do you have any advice on how to get this done? I want to do a PPR 10 or 12 team league. Pretty simple. Go on to Yahoo, go on to ESPN. You can set up a league, and there's a way to send out email invites.
So here's my advice about work leagues, because I've ran lots of work leagues in the past. You're always going to get people who are going to say, "Oh, I'll give it a shot. I would like to try it." Keep things simple. Keep it to the least amount of teams as possible, so there's more players to get a hold of. Keep it fun for everybody, but don't push people out, because you might be like a deep fantasy football type player like me, but these other people that you're playing with won't be. So keep it fun for everyone.
Yep. Let's see. Ricky Hernandez, Tevin Coleman, or Jerick McKinnon, whichever one you can get cheaper on draft day.
I'll take Tevin Coleman.
Yeah, I know we've answered a lot more than 15 questions, and we only have 15 likes. Throw some brothers some likes, please.
We have 33 likes.
Oh, well, mine says 15. And we're going by mine because mine is official.
So Thomas Oni is also throwing out a question for us, dropping that $2 question over there. So okay. I think we should get to him real quick.
Okay, do it.
He wants to know, what's your upside for a healthy Cooper Kupp?
Cooper Kupp's upside, I mean, in that offense, with the way that he absolutely has the attention of Jared Goff, especially in the red zone, I love me some Cooper Kupp, and he's probably the cheapest of the 3 on draft day.
I do like Cooper Kupp. I don't think he's volume, though. So it depends on what you want. He's been pretty good in the red zone. He definitely helps that offense function better. Maybe if they're not going to use Todd Gurley nearly as much as they have in the past, because they're going to try to keep him a little bit more healthier, then at that point, I think Cooper Kupp becomes a lot more expandable. But I would personally take Woods or Cooks over Kupp right now.
Okay. Let's see here. Try to rapid fire a little bit more. I'm trying to catch up so I can get to the live questions here. Let's see. For fantasy round 1, pick 1 in redraft worth in a trade with a guy who has the 3rd pick. I'm thinking the top 3 are almost interchangeable. Kind of. I mean, if you're trading the number 1 pick for the number 3 pick, you could get a decent piece in return for that. But yeah, I mean, you're still, you're still getting a top talent. Adam Newman, who would you keep in a 2-player keeper league? Patrick Mahomes, Mike Evans, Julio Jones, or Travis Kelce? So you get to pick 2 of those. Mahomes, Evans, Julio, Kelce.
If it's 1 QB, I'll keep Evans and Julio. If it's 2 QB or Superflex, then Mahomes and Evans.
Yep, I agree with that. Considering Barkley is 0, Fantasy Express. He's not 0. He's top 4-ish. Hologram Numchuck. Sup, guys? Sup? Ty Plumrillo. Do you think Jordan Thomas from the Texans? Not somebody that I would be looking at. Have I done Let It Flow yet? No, Wendy's McNuggets. I haven't, but if I can catch up on this list of questions here, I might just do it.
Wendy's.
Huh?
I said, what up, Wendy's?
Matthew Irvine. Is Nick Foles going to be fool's gold in Jacksonville? Abso-freaking-lutely.
Yep.
Way overpaid for Nick Foles. You guys, this is from Rico. You guys think Greg Olsen is going to return to a top 5 or 6 tight end this year? No, he will not. M. St. G. What's going on there, brother? I see you coming back in here from the season. Joining late. What's going on? Just hanging out with y'all. Just seeing how everybody's doing. Let's see here. Baseball. Should I grab a solid pitcher first or go with a solid hitter in the draft?
It depends on where you're drafting. So if you're going to take a pitcher first, you're at the end of the first round. I would go with Chris Sale at the end of the first. If you're drafting at the top of the first round, stick with your hitters. Grab a pitcher in the second round like a Verlander or a Kluber.
Perfect. Great answer. Right off the top of your head. With Gronk gone, what do the Pats do, and is that person worth drafting? Entirely possible.
They're gonna draft a rookie tight end, I bet.
Yep, that's what I would think. Joe Camel, I think I just got to your comment here. Just a one-time thing with a random guy on the internet, Joe. That's
there's another one.
Oh, there's another. Joe, you are killing it. Booger Dog, what's going on, Booger Dog? I see you in the comments all the time. Glad to see you here on the live chat. Who do we have writing software programs? My Cleveland clan wants to be able to make X number of mid-game personnel to inject coaching. Fathom that. A player not performing, game flow, passing you by. I have no idea. They need some software programmers apparently there in Cleveland. Maybe Joe Camel can help. Joe, hook up with Booger. You guys got to figure something out. MC, drop Matt Olson for another starting pitcher prospect since his hand injury.
Yes.
Baseball, draft pitcher or starter first.
Kind of what I went back to. So if you're drafting at the end of the first, I'm taking a guy like Chris Sale. If you're drafting at the beginning of the first, take one of the best available bats. Then take your starting pitcher in the second. Verlander, Kluber are my 2.
Yep. Let's see here. Lions Super Bowl champions. Tyler's been enjoying his evening if he thinks that's going to happen. Beer or ale, Kyle?
Neither.
That's right. I knew the answer to that question. Darren, great show. Lots of depth at QB in 2019. How late can I draft a QB in a 12-team PPR league?
Very late. Do not spend a top pick on a QB this year, especially Patrick Mahomes in like the second round. Don't do that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You can get great value all the way into the 10th, 11th, 12th round.
Yes.
Fantasy Express, top tier wide receivers that came from a wide receiver week class and go. Top tier wide receivers that came from a wide receiver week class. I don't understand the question.
I don't. I can't wait till you get to some of these questions.
All right, well, I'm going to keep going then because I don't understand the question. Fred Quan, Mahomes without Tyreek or Baker with OBJ? Give me Baker, and I'm going to say that because he's a cheaper price on draft day.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler Tweedale, will Peter Alonso play a lot this year? Just picked him up. Love the show.
Yes. If he wasn't going to play a lot, they would have put him down at AAA.
Yep, exactly. What would it take for y'all to consider Kenyon Drake as an RB1? Nothing? LOL? No. I'm not going to put him in as an RB1. He
I
has
had him
upside.
like a mid round running back too until they signed Ryan Fitzpatrick. And if you don't know why, I've basically been all over the place with Ryan Fitzpatrick. Go to Instagram, Twitter, go to the community tab here on YouTube, and you'll see some of those stats I popped up there.
Yep. M. St. G, do the Pats go after Fant or Hawkinson? Absolutely, if they're available there at the end of the first round.
But they might not be in our next mock draft.
They may not be there. And what is the worst job you've ever had, Kyle?
I worked at a car wash for a while when I was playing ball. That sucked.
Well, all right. Let's see. Worst job I ever had. My very first job, I sold sporting goods at Sears.
I don't feel like that's a bad job.
But that's the worst one I've ever had.
No. Well.
I think. That's the first one that popped in my head. The Fantasy Talker at pick 6. Would you rather have Gordon, Hopkins, or Devontae Adams?
Adams.
Adams is who I would have there as of right now. The Danny DePina. What do you guys think of Saquon Barkley's trade value in a keeper league since OBJ departed? I mean, I still think you can get top dollar for Saquon. People don't seem to care that OBJ is out of town, even though I'm a little bit worried about it.
Yeah, no player is untradeable, in my opinion. So it depends on what you are offered. Don't sell him for cheap just because OBJ is gone. But if you get a really nice return, then I'm 100%. Yep.
The Fantasy Talker, congrats on 30K. Been with you guys for a long time. Thank you very much. Let's see. Booger Dog, Boyd, ? Love Tyler Boyd with a healthy AJ Green. AJ Green comes back. Andy Dalton under center. Tyler Boyd's going to eat again. Joe Camel, Jake's voice over sounds like a concierge at Robert Kraft's massage parlor.
Joe's on fire
Joe,
tonight.
You're killing it. That, and I'm way behind. There must be like a lot I need to catch up on. Should I let it flow for a second, Kyle?
I think you could. You could do a quick let it flow here. I think, because I think we're pretty far behind at this point.
At this point, I'm gonna have to wrap.
I feel like this. Oh, I feel in the rhythm again. I'm getting you all set up here. So if you don't know what this is, people, this is the best. I don't know. We used to make it like 2 minutes, but we'll see. We're just going to let Jake go at this time. But this is the best 1 minute to 2 minutes, really, that you will find on YouTube right now. So Jake's going to let it flow. He's got the helmet on. We do this during the season. If you're new to the channel, you don't know what's going to happen yet, but your mind is about ready to be blown. Okay. If you know what's going on here, then sit back and relax. Jake, do you want me to put a timer on?
Heck no, Kyle. I'm going to go till I pass out. Or until I hit the bottom of the list. Either or. Ready?
Let's do this thing.
All right, here we go. Are you ready? I'm ready.
3, 2, 1. Let it flow.
Good idea for a 0 wide receiver this year. Solid RBs near the 4th and 5th, Ingram and Freeman. No, I'm never going 0 wide receiver. I have to have at least one stud in there. Oh, now you mean 0 RB, Henry. You're totally confused me. I don't know which one you mean. No, I definitely want running backs. Where would you place Juju in the draft? 2nd round. We've answered the Cooper Kupp question. Self-made. Thoughts on Kalen Ballage in Dynasty? He's not bad, but he's not somebody I'm actively trying to go after. Swaim. Foles loves his tight ends. He'll be the hot talk before too long. That's debatable. We'll find out. What would Kenyon Drake have to do for you to consider him an RB1? Already answered that. Thanks for answering my questions earlier, guys. Absolutely, Golden Boy. This is what we do it for. Let's see. Justin Wagon. Who has bigger season? Carry on my way. Oh, I like that. He's playing the song Carry On My Wayward Son or Aaron Jones. That's a really tough call. I'm going to go Aaron Jones as of right now, but I think Kerryon Johnson, if given the opportunity, can absolutely have a huge season. Carson Penny split, yes, but I think Penny starts to take a little bit more work away. Is Bob Foster the best Bills wide receiver to own? Absolutely. With a wide receiver the name of Bob Foster, you have to own him. The dude basically just finished doing your taxes a week or two ago. Definitely a must own. Nice, thank you. Absolutely. Hold on. I lost it here. What are y'all's thoughts on the Titans moving OB from Mariota next season? Moving on from Mariota next season. It's possible. It really depends what happens to him this season. If he comes out, has a great year this year, he's going to be there for a lot longer. LM butt off. I'm Gizmo challenged. Sorry, Booger. I don't know what Gizmo challenged is, but I think you got it. You're golden. My girlfriend wants to take a romantic vacation because I spend too much time on fantasy football. What do I do? Plain and simple. Really easy. Go on vacation with your girlfriend and download all the apps on your phone before you go. Totally going to get you in a lot of trouble, but you got to do what you got to do. How do you think Mitch Trubisky will do this year? He's going to take a small step forward. Doesn't really have a whole lot of extra weapons. I need to find out what happens with Jordan Howard and how do they use Tariq Cohen. Huge weapon. Thoughts on Damian Williams and Joe Mixon? I actually like Joe Mixon a little bit more now that Marvin Lewis is no longer there and hating on the guy. If Jose Ramirez is out for any amount of significant time, would you keep or trade Carlos Santana? Jake Bowers, or does this only increase their value? I have no idea. Kyle. Okay, we'll come back around to that.
You're going to have to give me more on that one.
Okay, Damian Williams will be an RB1 in your opinion. Absolutely, he has that opportunity. I really hope that they let him have that opportunity and that Hyde doesn't steal things if Hyde makes the team out of camp. Is Lamar Jackson a top 10 fantasy quarterback? He's going to be dang close. Where will Drew Brees be? Will Drew Brees be? Wow, that was hard. An MVP level in 2019. Not for the entire season, but he's going to show flashes again. It's what he always does. We need at least one long video every couple of weeks. I know a lot of people that prefer deeper analysis. I get that. A lot of people do, but there's also a lot of people that hate the longer shows. We're trying to find that happy medium. Get you right there 15, 20 minutes. Locke or Jones in NFL Dynasty? Locke. Kyle, where do you play at?
I'll answer it when you get done.
Okay. Somebody retracted their message. That's odd. What was it? Letting it flow? Absolutely. Right now. Enjoy the content. Thoughts on Jackie Bradley this season in head-to-head as in depth outfielder?
Yes.
Yes, he's a decent depth outfielder. That I know. Chris. Oh, wait. Where do we go here? Wait a second. Chris wants to know sex on a first date. That's more up to the woman, but probably not. Jason, here we go. I love this. Yes, we're doing it again, Jason. Eli, what's going on with Jose Ramirez? He's hurt, and it doesn't look good. Stay tuned for more updates on that. Flo, buddy, where's my sign? Your sign's down here. I don't have time to change the camera angle. It would be weird for me to get up right now. Heads or tails? I'm always going with heads. Thor or the Hulk? Give me the Thor. He's got the Stormbreaker hammer thing. I mean, come on. That's awesome. OMG, fasten your seatbelts. You better believe it. We're going strong, and I can't even hardly breathe right now. I have Le'Veon Bell, James Conner, and Antonio Brown, and Dalvin Cook. 3 keepers. Who do you keep? The Danny DePina. If it were me, the only one that I don't keep there, oh, that's hard. I don't keep James Conner, and I'm sorry, and I'm actually, you know what? I'm not even sorry for it. Do you watch the Marvel movies? I do. I don't know if Kyle does, but I have 2 small kids that are probably in the next room listening to me let it flow right now that absolutely love all the Marvel movies. Stop dropping all your questions. I don't. Oh, Kyle, that's you. I hate you, Kyle. Anyone called the weak running back class wondering if we're any top tier wide receivers? I'm still confused at that question. Thomas Oni, cereal better than Fruity Pebbles. If there's a cereal better than Fruity, I like Cocoa Krispies. I like, I like Frosted Flakes, Raisin Bran. That's just to name a few. Cruz, top 50 player, not going that high. McCaffrey, looks like you almost put McCaffeine, which would have been awesome because I need some caffeine right about now. Our running back 1 in 2019, abso-freaking-lutely. Mikey, what's going on, Mikey? How we doing in there? Nice to see you here. It's finally happening. Yes, it is. Chubb, solid number 1 running back. I'm going to say not a solid, but he's really, really close. He doesn't have a solid Chubb. He's got like a mid-Chubb, if you know what I mean. How do you feel on Dalvin Cook? Love Dalvin Cook. Dogs or cats? Give me dogs. I'm allergic to cats. Golden Tate, thoughts? Well, he's at least going to see a lot of targets. At least that's more than we could say about him last year. Take the Chubbster to the bank. I do like him this year. However, I'm getting a little worried, just a little bit. How do you think the Raiders will do this year? A lot better than they did last year. Buy Jake a bigger helmet and on your vacation with your wife. Yeah, no, Jake likes the smaller helmet. It squeezes out the knowledge. Who is going to win the Stanley Cup? I don't know. I don't watch hockey. If I keep Melvin Gordon, who do I go with the 6th pick? I don't know who's all available. The best available running back, Mayfield or Mahomes? Give me Mayfield, Joe. It's the year of the Browns, Joe. Thanks for answering my Mitch question. Abso-freaking-lutely. That helmet is Written out regulation size. You're right. It's not. It's child size, but it's all I had, and it's all it's available, and it's become a staple of the show. Will Latavius Murray eat into New Orleans this year? Yes, he will. He's going to assume the Mark Ingram role. Eli, how serious is Jose Ramirez's injury? I don't know. I wasn't there with him to see it personally. However, it didn't look good. We'll make sure we update that here in just a minute. This for baseball. My draft is coming Tuesday. Awesome. Good luck. Who should I keep? Ozzy Albies or JT Realmuto? If it were me, I'm probably going with
Realmuto.
Okay, that's my answer. Boxers or briefs, Rico. That's kind of awkward that you're asking a bunch of other dudes that. What if you wear boxer briefs? Do you get the best of both worlds? Because I probably do. Kyle, do you believe Yu Darvish will be good this season?
I'll answer that when you're done.
Okay,
I'm
Booger
writing
Dog.
down my questions. I'm writing down. They're over here.
Okay, Booger Dog says he's getting dizzy. Imagine how I feel. Joe Camel says, #no pants. I might have pants on, but that's up for your imagination to figure it out. Jason, you love it? Thank you, because I'm starting to lose consciousness. Demetrius, my keepers are Lindor, Ramirez, Yelich, and Snell, but I don't know who to take for your fifth. Kyle will answer you in a second. Amber, Iron Man is definitely the man. That's my wife, for all of you wondering. So she has a thing for Robert Downey Jr. That's all I can do. Does Kyle prefer ale or beer? Kyle doesn't prefer either because he doesn't drink, and really neither do I. Wendy's, the over or the under? Always take the over. Shazam getting rave reviews, Jake. I might check it out when it comes out on Redbox. Mike Williams or Calvin Ridley? Give me Mike Williams. OMG? Yeah, OMG. This is really happening, Joe. This is a new record. Frizz, Drake, a solid running back 2 this year? Yes, he is. Blonde or brunette? Both. My wife is original brunette, but she kind of bleaches it blonde, so I like both. Hey, Joe, need a little King Cream Ale from Cincy. Well, cool. You guys are looking like you're having drinks together. Jameis stays or goes after 2019? Jameis stays because Bruce Arians makes him something. Mark Ingram thoughts. Love Mark Ingram this year. Great opportunity, great price. Not everyone has enough time to watch every single video y'all post. Didn't realize y'all would let 30K go to your head. Whatever that means. Yeah, I'm just ignoring him. Somebody's jealous out there. This is a record. Let it flow time run. Yeah, it is, and I'm about to start sweating and take it off. Thoughts on Marco Gonzalez, Colin McHugh? Okay, Kyle's writing that down. The Danny DePina, Alvin Kamara, Mike Thomas, Melvin Gordon, 3 keeper. What you guys think? 3 different keeper leagues. Sorry, guys. Let's see. Alvin Kamara, Michael Thomas, Melvin Gordon, 3 keepers. I like all 3 of those guys if you get to keep all 3 of them, if that's what that means. Is Jose Ramirez already a bust at his ADP? No, unless he's hurt, and then he is. Keith, black girls or white girls? We don't see color, Keith. We like everybody. Is Rudolph still a tight end 1? Not really. What month is this? That's a great question. It's still March. Trump or...
I have Rudolph as a tight end 1.
Huh?
Are you not watching my videos, Jake?
This is me, Kyle. Kyle says yes. I say no. What month is this? Yes, it's March. Trump or Obama? I'm not even going to touch that one because that would get us into way too much trouble. Jason, should the NFL legalize marijuana for the players instead of opioids? Man, that's going to be really tough depending on what state they play and what the laws are in each state. They can run into trouble depending on where their game is playing. So it's really hard. Kyle, Jonathan Scope goes back to his old ways. Booger Dog, yes it is. 12-team league. We have 1 keeper. I'm keeping my big 10-inch chub over DJ. That's too much information. And with that, I think I'm done, Kyle. Whew.
All right, let me take over here for a second. Just for a second, though.
I need water.
And then you have to get right back to it. So, Jose Ramirez update for everyone that was asking. He has a left knee contusion. So opening day is in question right now. Not much more than that. It looks like I'm saying another question here. It looks like it could end up leaving him out for a little bit. So we'll see. But a big issue at this point was, did he break something? What may have happened? No, that doesn't seem to be an issue. Eli asked, is he a bust? I wouldn't say he's a bust yet. The same reason we're still drafting Francisco Lindor is because of the upside when they're healthy. So if we're still taking Lindor, at the back end of the first, early second, Jose Ramirez, as we get more information, he's going to drop probably a little bit this week if you're drafting, but we'll see. Somebody asked about Marco Gonzalez. I love Marco Gonzalez. I loved him when he was in St. Louis. I like him in that ballpark out at Safeco now. JC asked about Yu Darvish and Jonathan Scope. I do like Yu Darvish is maybe a mid-round pick, especially if you're going a little bit riskier with your pitching staff, like I will do sometimes, where I will wait on pitching and then I will grab maybe some guys that have upside but come with a little bit more risk. I think that would be a definition of Darvish this year. Jonathan Scope, I also like as well. Don't draft him as your starting second baseman. I don't believe that would be the best idea, but definitely grab him if you can. Keith asked about where did I play. I played at what was formerly known as IPFW, and then I finished my career at Indiana Tech. And then Booger Dog asked if I prefer beer to ale, and if that's why I asked that question or answered that question the way I did earlier. I don't drink. I haven't had a sip of alcohol in probably 8 years at this point. It's not because I had any issues or anything like that. It was just a choice that I made.
Perfect. Well, I think I'm finally starting to regain consciousness. Everybody's telling me how red I look. Well, put that helmet on for, I don't even know how many minutes that was.
Our man Ryan, a part of Headliner Nation, one of our new writers, is asking about Matt Lacoste because in our thread a little bit ago, in our chat a little bit ago, he wanted us to know that he was a Diamond 1 this year. So I think you answered your own question already, Ryan, but I'm going to keep an eye on him. It depends on what they do in the draft, though.
Hey, everybody send a waving emoji to Ryan because he's going to start writing some fire content for the what, Kyle? The website that's right around the corner?
Oh, shh.
Oh, it's in our bio. It's down in the description of the video. It says it's under construction. I mean, it's not a city job here. It's going to get done eventually. You know what I mean? No, but absolutely, it's something we're looking forward to. Real quick, since I've kind of caught my breath, I want to take one quick second just to tell everybody, thank you for watching. And this is a community that we've really enjoyed building with you guys, and we do these types of things because we really want to make everybody out there feel involved. There's a lot of fantasy content on YouTube. There's a lot of other channels you could be watching, but I can guarantee you there's not going to be any of them that are going to be more interactive and more respectful to you as a viewer. A lot of people are going to go out there and say, hey, you know what? We respond to every comment also. And you're dang right. They probably do. But what do they give you? 1 or 2 words? That doesn't do anything. That doesn't build a community. We're trying to build this community that with me and Kyle and the other members of Headliner Nation to make you feel wanted. So after that's what you're looking for, consider hitting the subscribe button. We're really going to be growing. We have a lot of things coming up here in 2019 that we're excited for. So like Kyle said a little bit earlier, if you're here and you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. You will no longer feel like just a viewer. You're going to be a part of a community. Want to make sure I threw that out there really, really quick because everybody says that, I'm still looking red and everybody's waving to Ryan. Look at that. People waving to Ryan already. Appreciate it. Anyway, that was just my little soapbox there for a second. I want to make sure that you guys realize that you're not just a viewer over here. You are actually part of a community, part of a movement that we're all doing together. It's not just me. It's not just Kyle. It's not just Ryan. It's not just one person. It's all of us together. Let's see real quick. I saw one here wanting to know if Zion Williams should be the top pick in the draft. And being able to see that guy firsthand, yes. Absolutely, he should be. And hopefully he goes to the Phoenix Suns, my former favorite team. And they really, really suck. They need some help. So, yeah.
And just to also let everybody know, if for some reason we skipped over a question, we missed one tonight, whatever it may be, after this post, it should post within, minutes or a few minutes of us ending the live stream. Feel free to comment. We'll get back to you and we'll answer that question if we missed it tonight.
Yeah, and this is something that this is the first time me and Kyle have done one of these live streams like this. Like I said, usually we're a lot more structured. We have kind of, a flow of how the show is going to go. We don't let it flow for 16 minutes like that, but it's something fun.
How long it was?
I have no idea, but it felt like it. It felt like 16 minutes. But it's going to be something I think here in the off season we should do every once in a while just to, get in touch with the community, let you guys know that, hey, uh-oh. I think he's read in these videos. Check out the one. Oh, Amber, you're going to have words. Wow. Well, that just happened.
Hey, Jake.
I'm not even looking. Huh?
Indeed.
Oh, God. Wow. Okay, that's an inside joke. You guys are great and fun advice helped until Kareem Hunt screwed me. Yeah, well, he screwed a lot of people, but that's too much information there, Justin. He only never mind. I'm not going to take that one any farther. I could have went way off the rails with that one. You guys do a great job of interacting with viewers. You guys rock. Thank you, Rico. Eli, what do you guys like doing other than fantasy? There's something to do other than fantasy?
Huh. Oh, no, I never thought about it.
I mean, I literally have 3 things in life, and Kyle, I'm sure, is similar. I have YouTube. I have family, which is actually number 1 ahead of YouTube. Everybody knows that. And then I have real job. And these 3 things take up 20 hours of the day, leaving me 4 hours of sleep. Outside of that, that's basically our life.
I technically have 4 then, because I have, if you count this, 3 jobs.
Well, gotta one-up me, Kyle. Here we go again. Kyle's got 4 things. I guess I only have 3.
But you're the fantasy headliner. People love you. They still have to get used to me, Jake. So you have that.
I'm not gonna lie. The people love me, and I love the people. But not everybody loves me. I mean, how many comments do I get to hear about my hairline? Do you think I really care? I mean, let's just be honest here first. Let's get real. Can we get real for a second, people? I don't care what you think about my hairline or lack thereof. Why is it the way it is? I don't know. I didn't make it that way. Ask the big man upstairs when you get there, because I really don't know, don't care. I'm waiting for it to fall out so I don't have to cut it anymore. Anyway, that's over with. Hey,
Tyler asked if I ever played Concordia University. Yes, I have, Tyler. Multiple times.
Yes. And they've been enjoying your top 12s, Kyle. Mark has. He hasn't been enjoying my top 12s, but he's been enjoying yours.
I appreciate it.
Let's see. Who do you all like more between Mike Williams and Chris Godwin? That is a great question, though, because I like both of them. Godwin's going to be fringe high-end wide receiver 2 this year. I just put him in my video this morning saying that, you know, with Bruce Arians there, if they put him in the slot, if they put him in the slot in Tampa Bay, the last 3 years that Bruce Arians has been a coach, back when he was in Arizona, and yes, it was Larry Fitzgerald, he averaged like 1,100 yards, 8 touchdowns a season, over 100 catches. Love some Chris Godwin, even though Kyle said it like 14 times.
Godwin.
Mortimus wants to know how many leagues do we play in. Last year, the answer is way too many. I think I had like 9.
I had to cut back this year.
Yeah, I'm cutting back in 2019, though. There's no way I'm doing 9 again. I couldn't do all of this. I would all of a sudden realize my lineup was not set on Sunday morning and freak out.
Mm-hmm.
What line of work are you guys in, Kyle?
I work in higher education, so I help run an admission / recruiting office. So I do that, and then I also teach. So
this is why now people can understand. This is why Kyle is a little bit more intellectual than I am, a little bit smarter at times. He deals in education. I am a engineer for a data center here in North Carolina for a major financial institution. I can't tell you who it is, though, because if they're watching, huh?
It's probably for the best.
It's probably for the best. I would like to tell you, but I just can't. Let's see here. Never Funchess still. I can't go back on hashtags. The hashtag remains. 2019 is a new year, but it's still Never Funchess.
It's probably more than likely going to be Never Funchess for me too. But
yes, Kyle, what position did you play?
I was recruited as a catcher and a third baseman. Ended up pitching after that.
All right. Ryan's telling us not to sleep on Justin Watson. We are aware of said Justin Watson, and maybe you should write an article on said Justin Watson there, Ryan.
Oh, the boss man is.
I just thought I'd throw that out there. Demetrius, what are good 4th round targets for fantasy baseball? I mean, that's kind of a hard question to know who's going to be there.
You want to know about the 4th round?
The 4th round.
All right, give me a moment. Let's come back to that.
All right, we'll come back to it. Let's see. Teachers work like 5 hours a day, though.
I teach on top of my full-time 8+ hours a day job, though. So it's
so you do the 8 hours plus the 5 hours a day. So what you're saying is you work 13 hours a day.
It's all right, Mikey. I won't hold you. I won't hold you against it. It's okay. It's okay.
What is the earliest round you'll draft a quarterback? I would say the absolute earliest. The earliest, 7th round. 6th, 7th round at the earliest. But that's like way stretching it. Normally I'd like to wait till 9, 10, 11.
If it's a standard one quarterback league, the earliest that I will draft a quarterback, I almost said starting pitcher, is basically when there's already 8 to 10 already off the board.
That
Give
sounds
me
about right.
all that value all day long.
That's right. Justin Wagan wants to know if Le'Veon Bell is a 1,000-yard rusher this year.
Yes.
Yes, he is. I don't think we see the same Le'Veon that we saw in Pittsburgh, but I think we still see a very productive Le'Veon Bell.
Mark wants back to the 4th round question here real quick.
Okay.
So some guys that I would target in the 4th round, their ADP is slightly around here right now. Xander Bogaerts, Carlos Correa, Cody Bellinger, Anthony Rendon, Chris Davis, Reese Hoskins, JT Realmuto is also there. James Paxton is right around that area. So those are all guys within kind of that 4th round ADP right now that you should target.
Yep, absolutely great answers there. Mark wants to know if we drink a lot of coffee.
Jake does. Not near. I drink some every once in a while. But...
You can't see it. It's off camera, but I have an IV setup of coffee in this room. I live off of coffee. If I didn't have coffee, there probably wouldn't be a channel really, because I don't function without a lot of coffee. Not just one coffee, like a lot of them.
I got another question about where I played. So just to answer it again, played at a school that used to be called IPFW. It's now called Purdue Fort Wayne. I used to play there, and then I also played at Indiana Tech.
Yes. Way to go. Is Josh Allen going to Forrest Gump it again this year? I like that question. Who asked it? Chester Lou. Yes. I think he does Forrest Gump it again. He just keeps running.
So he's going to need to develop as a passer in order to run like that. Because I've told a lot of people this, especially the ones that gave me some hate about not including him as a top 12 quarterback right now. But if he plays defenses that decide to dedicate a linebacker on him as a spy, to keep an eye on him, to keep him in the backfield from running all over the place, and he can't turn into a passer, then boxes are going to start creeping up on him this year. And if that happens, he's not going to be able to run for as many yards as he did last season.
Yeah, and that's a true statement. Joe Campbell wants to know if we played video games growing up. Heck, Kyle plays video games now.
Every once in a while, I play Fortnite on my phone if I'm bored and have nothing to do, which is maybe once a week at best sometimes.
Is this a time for me to have a confession, Kyle?
Is this about how you buy Madden every year and never play it?
Okay, that's one confession. That's right. I have had Madden every single year it's come out, and I just don't ever play it. Not because I don't want to, just because I don't have time, but also, I've never played Fortnite. I've never watched Game of Thrones.
I haven't either.
Okay. I mean, there's just a lot of things I have on my never list, and I'm okay with it. I'd rather
I used to play a lot of MLB The Show. I used to play a lot of NCAA football before. That was the greatest game of all time before they ruined it. And then I played a lot of Call of Duty when I was in college. A lot.
Like an unsafe amount?
Yes. Yep. Very unsafe amount.
Perfect. All right, then. What about thoughts on Eloy and Robles?
Oh, Eloy Jimenez, love him. I would take him over Robles at this point right now. Definitely. I mean, Jimenez is going to be a stud, though. So does it take him a little bit of time to get going? Possibly. I don't know where he's going to hit in that order yet. He's definitely a guy that you Mikey, you're right up there with Joe tonight, man.
Wow. You guys are like...
Amber's asking favorite shows on TV. I don't really watch a whole lot of TV. I just watch a lot of reruns of The Office, which Jake has apparently never watched either, which is the most disappointing thing in the world. I literally yelled at him via Twitter message.
Yeah. I got put in my place really quickly. You almost said you didn't want to be like on the show anymore because I'd never seen The Office.
I was very angry. I was very upset.
I don't ever just sit and watch a TV show by myself. We will sit down together and we'll watch some things to see. We've watched Manifest about the plane that disappeared. We've watched New Amsterdam about the hospital. Have you seen that one? Okay, no, it's not. See there? See, so you haven't seen anything either, Kyle. So quit judging me right now.
I did used to watch The Walking Dead religiously, like every single Sunday right when it came on. And I've been caught up. I just haven't watched the second part of this season yet because it's been too crazy.
Yep. I've never seen The Walking Dead either. Yep. Sorry. I know. Let's see here. Ryan says, just bomb it to Robert Foster. Ryan, it's time for a little bit of initiation, my friend. That's not his name on this channel. It's Bob Foster to you, Ryan. He goes by Bob Foster. Was Kraft satisfied with his happy ending? Jason, I wasn't in the room, so I don't really know. I can guess on the outcome, but that would just be a little bit weird. So I'll let you, leave that up to your imagination.
Roger wants to know if we're going to be doing DFS this year in football.
Absolutely.
Yes. In fact, Roger, our DFS guy, Ryan O'Connell, was just voted one of the top 10 Twitter follows for DFS content. So that was very cool. He's going to be doing some great stuff.
Yes, absolutely. And we put a post out a couple days ago saying that it's coming, kind of like, Godzilla. The draft kit for 2019 is going to be coming, and pre-orders are going to be available soon. So make sure you're following and waiting for those updates, because that's something you're not going to want to miss out on. Tons of great content, an affordable price, and yes, DFS will be included in it. So make sure you're hanging out for that. I had a question go by here a second ago. Wants to know if Julio Jones is going to have touchdown issues again this year.
Possibly. I mean, I don't trust him to put together double-digit touchdown seasons, but I'm hoping. I hope he does, because if he does, that's great for his owners. But for just some reason or another, he's never been consistent in the red zone.
Performance issues when you get older, Kyle, they happen. And it's just things happen you just can't explain.
Well, they make things to help with that.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. How high does Patrick Mahomes go, Marcy? Unfortunately, he's probably going to start going in third rounds of drafts.
Mm-hmm.
That's too high. Ryan, I appreciate you throwing out the Twitter handle right there at @DraftingKing, drafting_king. That's Ryan's DFS. That's our DFS guy. That's his Twitter handle. The Juju hater. He doesn't hate Juju. He was trying to make a comparison, Mikey. He doesn't hate the guy. Let's see. Where do you think Jimmy G will be taken in the draft? Way late. That's one of those guys we can talk about you can get in the double-digit rounds.
Yeah, the only thing I think would basically set his value off is if they were to get one of these bigger named wide receivers to fall to them in the second round, and they take a wide receiver, like if a Hakeem Butler for some reason makes it to the 49ers, then I think at that point maybe it gets a little bit crazy out of control, but I think people are still sleeping on him at this point. I won't, though. I mean, as a late round quarterback guy, Jimmy G is a guy that I would draft as my QB1, and I would be fine with it.
Yep, absolutely. 100% agree. All right, Kyle, we've been going for about an hour and 15 minutes, which is a little bit longer than we had planned, but it was fun. We had a lot of serious questions, a lot of fun questions, and it's something we may do a little bit more here, from time and time again here in the off season. We just, like I said, we wanted to touch base with you guys. We want to, still be involved, wanted to interact live and not just through the comment section of videos. I enjoyed myself. It was fun. Kyle, did you enjoy a very relaxed live stream?
Yeah, I was just kick back chilling.
Yeah, I mean, that's just what we do. And now, in case you're wondering for the next question, what do we do when the camera goes off? It's real simple. The camera comes right back on again, because me and Kyle are getting ready to go.
There for a second.
We're getting ready to record more shows to come out this week, trying to get you guys all that information that you need. So we're going to go take care of that right now, so you guys actually have something to watch here in the coming weeks. If you're still here, if you've hung out with us, make sure you hit that like button. It may seem like something small, but getting the likes on the videos really help us out. That's what drives more viewers to the channel. So we greatly appreciate that. If you are new here, hit that subscribe button. We would love to hear from you. If you are new to Headliner Nation, maybe you just subscribed because of this live stream, let us know down in the comment section after this video post. We'd love to, personally welcome you to the community, and we look forward to talking to you guys more in the future. Hopefully everybody has a great last couple hours of their weekend, a great work week, and we will talk to you guys later.